Hey, long time no see, huh? Thought I was done uploading videos? Yeah, me too. But I gotta ride the Pokémon Z8 wave while it is still hot. And maybe, one day, I will finally stop living under a bridge. Let's go to the point, because if not, you will quit the video within the first 10 seconds and YouTube will not recommend my shit. As you can see, we are in the city of baguettes and croissants. Luminous City. And because I am stupid and cannot do anything normal, I decided to beat the entire game using only shiny Pokémon. Yeah, I know, I didn't learn the lesson from Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. So this is me, completely hooked on TikTok like a junkie. I swear I opened it just for 5 minutes. Yeah, I can already smell that 9 euros coffee. Right after leaving the train, a girl called Tony sees me and thinks I'm so damn good looking that she asked me to record a promo for her hotel. This is my first promo ever on YouTube, and probably the last one. When I was going to start, a giant ad pops up on the screen like it is fucking Times Square. I don't know what the granny said, but when the ad was over, my bag was gone. As far as I know, this is the real Paris experience. One distracts you with some bullshit and the other one steals your stuff. We find them, and they tell me I gotta fight to get my stuff back. So I get ready to choose my starter. I go for Pancham, obviously, but nope. The game says, fuck your dreams, and I have to take Totodile instead. It doesn't matter at all, because the starters are shiny locked anyway. So whichever Pokemon I picked was going to pass the rest of its life in the storage box. When I win, Tony fist bumps me. This is my first female contact in years. I finally get my bag back, full of undeclared YouTube partner money. But night arrives, and it turns out Paris basically becomes Barcelona when it's dark and everything is allowed. I get cornered in the dark, and of course it turns into a fight. But I've been training for this my whole life when coming back from parties at 5 AM. I say this like I actually have friends or social life. But when you live in the hood, you make some friends. I introduce you to Floette, a 3000 years old flower on asteroids that takes the power of photosynthesis to radiate death instead of oxygen. So I get to the hotel with a girl, and she invites me to spend the night with her. I'm nervous as hell, I've never been in this kind of situation before. Then she introduced me to her father. This is moving way too fast. I didn't even get a chance to lie about my job yet. I wake up the next morning with my pants and belt still on. Everything happened so fast, I didn't even have a chance to take my clothes off. I go downstairs to breakfast. We both pretend nothing happened. But then she wants to battle me. Maybe she didn't like something I did last night. I beat her, obviously. Then she introduced me to Professor Mabel, who immediately starts giving me side quests like I am her underpaid intern. So now I'm being exploited both, in real life and in the game. But this is enough. The title wasn't clickbait. Now that I have finished the tutorial, it is time to catch our first shiny and start the shiny only run. The tutorial in this game is way too long. It is like over a minute? Anyway, at this point I finally unlocked the fast travel, which means it's shiny hunting time, baby! By fast traveling, the game reloads all the nervy Pokemon. The autosave keeps up to 10 slots of shiny Pokemon. That means if a shiny has spawned, it won't despawn and only the normal Pokemon get reloaded. So you already know what's coming, right? Exactly. 5 straight hours of doing this non-stop. Or, well, if you actually thought that, you clearly haven't watched a single video on this channel. Instead of spending 5 hours smashing buttons, I spent 5 hours coding my automatic shiny hunter to do it for me. This time, I didn't even need computer vision, because shiny Pokemon do not despawn. I just left the macro running overnight, and by the time I woke up, I got my first shiny. The next day, Tony wants to take a shortcut to Luminalia Tower. Yeah, Luminalia. From now on, I'm going to call it by its Spanish name because I'm so fucking stupid that I cannot pronounce Lumio City without having to repeat it 10 times. Going back to the point, she tells me to jump off a rooftop. Honestly, that was the final push I needed, so I jumped without a second thought. I even did a little flip out of pure happiness, but the damn phone Rotom has an emergency anti-fall mode. Please, do not jump off any rooftop. I don't want legal problems. So I enslave my shiny hunter for a few more hours, and it actually works. I get a shiny Magikarp. Also, while I was doing some random side quests, I found a shiny Patrat and a shiny Pidgey, without even looking for them. At night, Zigari shows up out of nowhere. He takes me to another rooftop, no please, where there is this Rogue Mega Absol, which, as you could imagine by the purple aura around him, it's not a friendly one. Then AZ gives me a Vega ring and lets me borrow his Lucario for the fight. It felt like this. Incredible movie. But now I had to beat the Absol. It was an easy one. But enough talking. It's shiny hunting time again, baby! And there you go. I got like 32 shinies in a couple of days. You know, it's always worth it to buy a game just to let your computer play it for you. That's the true essence of gaming. Now, the core of the game is basically climbing ranks in the Z8 tournament. You earn points by fighting people at night to get a pass for the next round. The goal is to go from rank Z up to rank A. And let me tell you something, I finally understand why there are so many robbers in Barcelona at night. It's super worth it. Look at this, I got 60k just by beating people up after the sunset. At this point, I'm seriously considering quitting these shitty videos and starting a new business. If you don't hear from me in a couple of years, don't worry, I'll be fine chilling on my yacht. Now, Vinny, one of the guys in charge of the tournament, invites us to the headquarters. They are so broke, they couldn't even hire security, so they have to enslave to the DNA as security guards instead of actual people. Basically, he asked me about the absols from the other night, and he likes me so much, he hacks the system and makes the next fight against him. If I win, I get promoted from rank B to rank F. So I beat him and his Drampa, which, by the way, its mega form is actually really cool. And then he promotes me 17 ranks. Yep, I counted them with my hands. Then, he explains us they have been studying those mega crystals in the city for 2 years, and that 6 months ago, the first Rogue Mega appeared. AZ defeated it with his absolutely pumped Floet. They need to study those pink crystals, so they asked me to collect shards around the city. In exchange, they will give me Mega Stones. You know, classic child labor. So I go around beating more Rogue Pokemon, doing side quests, and watching some of my team evolve. But I need to highlight this side quest in particular. Some guy gives me 20k so I can go and buy him a fossil. And, of course, he never saw me again for the rest of his life. Free money, baby! And then there's this other NPC who asked me to show him an extra large Magikarp. So I pull my pants down and he tells me it is too small, and that his is slightly bigger. That's what she said. I cry for a bit and then, emotionally destroyed, I go hunt an Alpha Magikarp in Zone 2. As I said, the main gameplay loop is basically battling people at night so you can battle more people in the tournament. At the beginning, it was pretty funny to kidnap random just to steal their money. Big game design. But after a while, yeah, it gets a bit repetitive. It is basically the classic 8 gym challenge from the main games, just camouflaged as a tournament. During one of these promotion matches, I get called to Article Inc. The president explains that the incident 5 years ago was that Lumio's tower started leaking energy, causing Pokemon everywhere to make evolve uncontrollably. Then AZ steps in and dropped the lore bomb. 3,000 years ago, there was a war. His Floette was sent to the battlefield and died. AZ, being emotional and stable, built a device to revive it and give it eternal life. But he still had rage inside him, so he modified that device into the ultimate weapon and fired a giant beam into the sky that basically wiped out all the life in Earth. You know, normal grief processing. Floette later found out that to revive her, AZ had drained the life energy of countless other Pokemon, so she abandoned him, like my mom did with me when I was 5 years old. To redeem himself, AZ created Engie, a peaceful version of the device, stored in the Lumio's tower. Everything was fine until 5 years ago, when Team Flare activated the Sacred Weapon and Angie went completely mad, releasing uncontrollably energy everywhere. Suddenly something explodes and the Prism Tower enters gaming mode. All the Pokemon around start evolving like crazy, so you know I have to beat them up and do parkour at the same time. Once I finally arrive, I have to fight 2 Mario Bros plants, and honestly, I have always known they will take revenge someday. So from now on, you know, do not eat vegetables anymore. They remember, and they will come back someday. Once I beat them, Zygarde teams up with me, and we basically start playing Call of Duty with the tower. I'm gonna leave this cinematic in, because it is just too epic to skip. After the fight, AZ dies. After 3,000 years, the guy can finally rest in peace. So, what we do to drown the pain? Exactly. It's shiny hunting time for the last time in this video!
At the end, I got more than 120 shinies. Yeah, it is a big number. Larger than 10, so I cannot count them with my fingers. And honestly, coding the automatic shiny hunter for this game was really easy. As always, the link is in the description, totally free. I don't make any money from this, because, like my family has been telling me since I was a child, I am stupid. And that's it for today. If you like the video, leave a like, subscribe, click that new hype button, and all that YouTube bullshit that doesn't help with anything. I upload video every week, if you understand months as a week. Anyway, thanks for watching, see you in the next one. Whenever I remember, this channel exists.